Hi everybody, my name is Taylor Green. I'm one of the audiologists here at Audiology Associates.
My name is Rhys Barber. I'm the other audiologist here at Audiology Associates. So this first patient is mine. Now, if you're very keen-eyed, you would have seen a very big difference between the first shot and this shot. That's because I've used a little bit of irrigation. The patient's ear canal, or the wax in the patient's ear canal first part, was very, very soft. So I used a little bit of irrigation because that's great against this softer type earwax. But what we've done now is hit a slightly harder core, which the irrigation has managed to break down a little bit, but it's very, very sticky old stuff, this. So we're just using the standard size Ulna-Tube just to take this out. You can see these chunks starting to come away now. And we're finding this, I mean, I don't know whether you're finding it with irrigation as well. Sometimes you can use it on these bigger chunks, especially if patients not used any drops. We always ask everybody. Some patients genuinely forget, some patients just don't want to and don't, which just makes the wax so much harder to remove. So I will sometimes use a little bit of irrigation just to help us soften that up a little bit before they come along.
It's almost kind of spongy in a way that after you've used the water.
It is. It has got a really strange texture to it, isn't it? It just shows just how effective the water is at breaking that wax down. So we're starting to see a little bit of the eardrum now. See if I can...
You want that to all come away in one piece.
Oh, I know. And it's that slightly softer, sticky. If you're watching the video on Monday, very similar to the middle patient in that video on Monday, that irrigation patient we showed you. Very, very soft and sticky. And it just, like you can see, it just does not want to come away. But patients still really struggling with their hearing at the moment because this is actually sitting down on top of the eardrum.
You normally see some improvements sometimes. When you start to see the eardrum, like patients will sometimes say, "Oh, that's better."
Yeah.
But you're like, "Oh, yeah, it's still in there."
It is. I did use a little bit more irrigation just to try and help to wash and rinse this down the canal. And we're just going to get these last couple of pieces. You can see this is really sticky old stuff. So this is sat in the anterior recess here. Yeah, big old chunk just come away.
Yeah, it was very tricky to remove a microsuction.
Yeah, that's a difficult one to get into the gap of there. And what we've got is just little bits of remnants in here. Now, I know, excuse me, I'm so sorry guys, I've got a really bad frog in my throat today. I know on some of your comments you've been putting in the videos about, I thought irrigation is really bad for you, it washes all the ear's natural defences away. You can see there's still wax, thin layer of wax on the ear canal wall. That hasn't got washed away, so there is some defence left in there. I think my argument with this is I think irrigation has a time and place for it, and I think that when you're looking at the best way to remove the wax, you're looking at risk versus benefit. And I think that sometimes when you've got really soft, sticky wax, really down, stick all over the eardrum, is it more risky to try and take that away with microsuction? And pressing the microsuction too close to the eardrum, that carries an inherent risk. But if you are using irrigation, then you're just gently rinsing the ear with water. Yes, it might strip out some of the ear's natural bacteria and defences, but it's going to be better for the patient in the long term. And what you can do is you can always ask the patient to prophylactically use some sort of acetic acid drops, which will return the pH back to the ear canal, which does help to sort of safeguard it just after the irrigation is done as well. So you can do those things. I think there are kind of two schools of thought on it. And I think that for me, if you've got a patient that can swim quite effectively, bath or shower effectively, not get any problems with their ears afterwards, that patient is absolutely fine to irrigate because their ears don't have any adverse reaction to getting water in them. If you had a patient that said, they constantly get infections with their ears, or if they get their ears wet, then of course you wouldn't irrigate that patient. So I think it's using your practitioner's common sense as well, and and that risk benefit. I think that's the clearest way, because I get loads of questions and comments. I think that's the clearest way of describing why or how you would use it effectively. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because we also run through we have to run through a case history as well beforehand. So you're always kind of judging whether or not it would be suitable. Yeah. So yeah, if something pops up, out of the ordinary, that you think, actually, microsuction, we're just going to stick with that.
And we're starting to see some of the GP surgeries, certainly in our area of the world anyway, some of the GP surgeries are starting to bring irrigation back. So they're starting to use irrigation more often these days. I think with the new rafting machines and stuff like that, I think it's just generally safer anyway. Anyway, I've talked all the way over that. I think we've explained irrigation quite a bit now. But there's no irrigation in this video anyway, apart from that first bit. So we've just got this really, really sticky section. I honestly can't remember whether I irrigate this one again now. I would have been tempted to do that, maybe looking at the sort of the thickness of this down near the eardrum and just how it's reacted.
Oh, you obviously did.
I did, look at that, yeah.
You can see how much it's moved.
So you can see how that's brought that whole section forwards there. So it's going to make it a lot easier to remove this. So we're just going to, you can see a little bit of the cilia just kind of getting in the way a little bit there, but just because we're sitting on the outside part of the ear canal.
It's drawing it round that little bend as well. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And you can see that keratin, there's almost a little bit of ribbon of keratin wrapped in there as well.
Oh, go on.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's another big piece of keratin. I think this is why it just wasn't budging, is we had that interwoven piece of keratin in the middle of all this. There is a big old video of Taylor's coming up after this one as well, guys, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And if you do enjoy the videos, you can like, heart, share, follow, and subscribe for us, guys. We love to get new subscribers and comments and everything else. So that would be absolutely fantastic. And what can they do if they have ear problems? Mr. Taylor, the splendid for us. Mr. Taylor Green.
You can click onto our bio, go onto the website, and give us a call. We have 2 clinics, one in Cardiff, one in Ebervale.
Yep.
Doesn't matter where you're from.
And people have been travelling from here, there and everywhere at the moment, haven't they? Which is lovely to see. Lovely to see. Look at the difference there. Oh. Look at that now. Much, much better. 2.5 centimetres.
Just over an inch.
Hey, look at that. As you can see, some of these videos are older videos where we didn't have the new ruler. I don't think we've taken a new ruler to Cardiff. We're going to have to do that. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I don't think we have.
So this is your patient.
Yes.
And I need a cup of tea because my throat is getting worse. I'm so sorry.
This particular patient came in to see myself, understandably feeling, really troubled with the hearing.
I'm surprised.
Cotton buds have been in use. You can see how deep this wax is here, right up against the eardrum. Now, what we're trying to do here is peel it away from the ear canal, because I can see it's almost, you can see just how stuck this possibly is to the ear canal. But as I'm starting to suction this away, you can see it's just coming away in little tiny pieces at the moment.
That's tough, because you've got that lighter coloured brown material is the soft wax, and that central section is dark. Yeah. That is hard.
You can see the cotton bud fibres coming away from the wax here. So those, what looks like hair there, that's actually cotton wool. So this is where the patient's been sort of prodding and like desperate to try and get this out.
No, just no. Stop doing it, guys.
Don't do it.
It might feel good, but just stop it.
Yeah, it's a nice little tickle, but yeah, don't do it. The amount of times we've seen people coming in with, like bruising, what we call hematomas. I've actually seen physical bleeding coming from some ear canals where they've just really gone to town with a cotton bud. It's not good for you at all.
You can see it's scabbed off. And if anything, like a lot of people say, I'll do it because my ears itch. Your ears itch because they've dried out a bit too much. And what you've ended up with then is you've stripped all the natural oils off using the cotton bud, so it's going to itch even further. So you're better off using just a little bit of olive oil in there. Once a month, just keep everything nice and moisturised in it. Don't use the cotton bud. If you want to scratch your ear, just shut your tragus there and wiggle it up and down, and that's going to give you the same deep scratch you feel, but much, much safer. Oh, this is not an easy one to do, Taylor.
Yeah, it was quite tricky, to be fair, and I could just kind of tell it was going to take a little while, just purely because of the fact of how this was coming away. We managed to get a big piece away just now, but yeah, you can see just how tricky this is actually. Is going to be. I actually didn't want to use any irrigation at this point, just purely because of how sort of stuck this was to the ear canal, and with it being like right up against the eardrum. Yeah, I didn't want to kind of risk putting the patient in any more discomfort. So I think we've popped some olive oil in here at this point, just to try and soak around the outer edge of this plug, this just really stuck in this ear canal.
It just doesn't want it. It's a difficult. There you go. We see where a bit of olive oil's gone. That's why we can't show you irrigation inside the ear canal, because it would just look like that all the time. But you can. It's just so wedged. It's probably tucked around one of the recesses in here, isn't it? It's got to be.
Ooh, look, you can see that skin just starting to peel away there. So we've given the camera a bit of a clean. I've obviously turned the light down as well, I think.
Yeah, just turn the brightness down a little bit.
No idea why I've done that. Sorry, guys.
Our lights, just to give you an idea, that when we use the endoscope, the light wand, which is the bit that generates the light that you can see in the ear canal, there has 3 different brightnesses.
Turn it back up now.
Perhaps you wanted to look more moody,
dramatic, dark,
dark, yeah,
suspenseful. That's even a word.
I think that is a word. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So it's coming away.
Slowly.
It is very slowly, isn't it? But it's that deep. You can't go gung-ho at this. You can't just kind of grab it and they're going to rag it out the ear canal. It's not going to work. You've got to take it out nice and gently.
I'm kind of hoping there's a harder core of this now that's sitting behind this front section. Oh, you can see we've got a little bit of movement there.
That's what you want to see.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, actually, I'm obviously trying to see if there's a core there so we can lift and pull this out of the recess. Oh, it's painstaking, these, when they're this far into the ear canal. If you've never come across these videos before, guys, the reason we have to go really, really slow and gently in these ears, you can see it here, that patient actually flinched slightly. So you could see me just kind of, quickly pulling back. Reaction times always have to be pretty quick.
They do for this, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when we're this far into the ear canal, we are literally just a layer of skin on bone. And that just kind of gives you an idea of how sensitive, like we're actually inside this person's head. It's the most invasive procedure that we can do on somebody in audiology. Well, regarding us anyway, I mean, if you're a consultant yourself and you can do a lot more.
Yes, yeah, you could, yeah. Yeah, as far as us lowly audiologists are concerned, we can only do so much, really. This is not easy. You really want, like you said, you really want to see that big chunk just starting to come around the corner, but this just looks so soft. I don't think you're going to get it.
I can just start to see the whole thing moving a little bit here now.
Oh, there we go.
I think we've got a little bit of luck here. We obviously had some luck because I wouldn't have put the video up.
Yeah, if it was that's a very good point. Yeah, that's a very good point.
So at this point, I think I was using the fine end because of how far into the ear canal we were. But now I've just pulled this forward slightly. I've switched back down to back up to the standard size 2. That will give me a much better grip on this plug.
The whole thing's coming out. Look at that.
Now it didn't look like much that was in there, but look at this piece that's just come away. There's no wonder this patient's been in some discomfort and having some issues with here. And we were really lucky that managed to pull everything from in front of that recess.
You could see it was all just tucked down in the anterior recess there. It was a fair old chunk.
Yeah, didn't really need to do this side. Well, I did, but because we could see the eardrum, patient wasn't having any issues, but I just said, we'll just clear away those pieces of wax that are in there.
It's always I always find this one a difficult one to call, because when you look in a patient's ear canal and you see that amount of wax, you can see the eardrum. The patient's not really going to have any issues. Do you leave it or do you take it out? And I think it's, sometimes I'll give the patient the option.
Yeah.
And I'll say, look, there is something in there, but it's not completely blocking it up. I can remove it if you want me to, or you can maybe use a little bit of olive oil or something, see if it shifts on its own. You can never tell. I always think, do you know what, the most awkward ones, I always think of these ones where it's stuck to the roof, because you guarantee that patient will walk out your office, next bath or shower, and that whole section will just drop, and then they can't hear again then.
Coming in a week later.
Yeah, so I'm struggling again. It's always a tough one to call.
Yeah, I've decided to remove this. Again, just purely because of the fact of the use of the cotton buds. I mean, we do always suggest to our patients not to use anything physical, or as the saying goes, you know, nothing smaller than your elbow in the ear.
Very true.
Yes, you know, you do tell patients not to use anything, but you know, it's never 100% success where, you know, they go away and think, yeah, okay, throw them in the bin, not using them again.
No.
We do get repeat offenders.
That's probably a good description. Yeah, they are. Yeah,
that's a way of putting
thing
it.
is, we always know. We can see in there's cotton it's my teeth in there, cotton bud fibres in there, and there's dents usually in the wax, so we can tell. So any patient, you know, have you used cotton buds? No. Are you sure you use cotton buds?
Or bruising, swelling, blood.
Although I had someone say, I said, have you used cotton buds? No, I haven't. It was like, oh, it looks like it's been pushed down. Oh yeah, I used the arm of a pair of glasses. So technically, they didn't use cotton buds, but yeah, nothing, guys. Please don't put anything in there apart from a bit of olive oil. That's all you ever need to put in there. Do you want to start us off on this one? Do you want me to do it?
Put me on the spot now.
I have, yeah.
Well, yeah, guys, don't forget to take care of yourselves.
Take care of your ears.
And take care of one another. And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.